the two justices we have to watch here, Chief Justice Roberts and Gorsuch. Chief Justice Roberts, as Paula just said, does not seem to be with the Solicitor General. He seems to think that this case is different from the employment case. And Justice Gorsuch did not tip his hand. He did not ask a single question. So kind of hard to see where he is going to fall on this spectrum.
What do you make of that?
Well, I think that one of the reasons why this case is historic is because it's going to help set out the legal lens through which these modern cases are going to be projected. And the records on the medical testimony are directly in conflict. There's been a lot of attention provided, rightly so, by the media and the legal community with respect to the difficulties in connection with gender dysphoria. There's also ample medical record evidence in front of the Supreme Court by physicians such as Jamie Reed, a doctor at the St. Louis Hospital for Children, who has provided information, as well as other physicians, to the Supreme Court, talking about how when children make a certain decision with regard to gender transition, if they later in their young adulthood feel that they regret that decision, then that can have a very impactful effect on someone as well. Our heart goes out to the complexity of this issue. But when we project that through the legal lens, one of the things that's going to be important is to really fundamentally understand that at the end of the day, this is, in our system of federalism, an issue that's best left to the states in their judgment, because every state is different, every state legislature is different. I also believe that there is an interesting aspect to this case, which is very important, about whether or not they're going to apply a so-called intermediate level of scrutiny. I think the Supreme Court's going to accept and support this statute regardless, because even under an intermediate heightened level of scrutiny, it has to be substantially related to an important state interest. And I think that you're going to have a majority on the court that will rule that the state has this authority. So it's a very heart-rendering and very complex issue, and I think that the Supreme Court will ultimately, at the end of the day, support the state in the enactment of this statute, which will have ripple effects throughout the United States.
It certainly will.